Yeah, well, we've banned talk of the break because this is the end of a really tough stretch. But it's been a really good stretch, and we want to go out on a high. We want to finish the momentum. We feel as if we're playing really well. There's a great togetherness, and everybody's fit. Everybody's fit. We've even got Ascona, George Acosta's nearly fit. Ian Frey's making incredible strides. Breck Shea's back in training, so we've got every single player fit. There's probably going to be 5 or 6 players missing out tomorrow. Shows the hunger in the squad, and they're hurting after Wednesday night. They're really hurting. We felt as if we deserved more, and for the last 2 days, I've been taking head counts, asking now, and every single player wants to play tomorrow, which is a great sign. Yeah, well, we played 131 minutes, and Portland didn't. Portland didn't play any minutes at all, and that's, I suppose, yesterday. Yesterday, the team I picked in my head yesterday is different to the team I picked today because every single player has banged on me off and said they want to play, even those that played 131 minutes. And you've got somebody like Robbie Robinson who's only played 36 minutes in the last 2 or 3 weeks. So we've got great hunger. I've got to pick the right team. We've got to pick a fresh team. I think that's really important. Sometimes your head rules your heart sometimes, and I've got to make sure I get speed and freshness in the right positions, and I get experience in the other positions, and we pick the right team. We will have a strong bench, that's for sure. People that can come on and make an impact, and it's now about making the right selection. Yeah. Well, I think rather than disappointment, they were frustrated and angry that we lost at the final, the final penalty kick, which is always a disastrous way to go out of any football game. We've got a group that really like each other. We've got a group that really love being together. We've got a group that spend every hour of every minute of every day here at this facility. They don't go home. We've got to throw them out the building, which is a really good sign. And they want to be on the pitch tomorrow. They want to be fighting for this football club. And I think selection is going to be massively important. We're playing against a team who's got really good experience, who know how to play on the road, who got to the MLS Cup final last season, and it'll be a real difficult game for us. Well, their best player suspended. I think I heard the Philadelphia manager Jim speak highly about him last week. Said he's probably the best number 6 in the league. I tend to agree. Both brothers. I have a soft spot for brothers that play in the same team. I think they bring. I think they both bring an energy and something really good to their team. I think they've got a real tried and trusted system with a clear identity. It was a really good game up in Portland, across at Portland last year. But it's all about us. That's been our strength. We've focused a lot on us. And tomorrow night will be, I'm sure our fans will turn up. I'm sure we'll get a big crowd on, and we want to send them away happy. The Drive Pink's become a little bit of a semi-fortress for us, and we want to make sure it's a proper fortress for us, because that will be the key to our success. Yeah, he was due one, eh? He was due one. I think in training he scores like 3-4 of them every game, and he was just becoming a little bit frustrated. You think about Chicago, he nearly put one in the stanchion. Austin, he nearly scored one, and every single game he's getting more and more frustrated, and his shots are probably getting a little bit worse. The other night it's a brilliant strike. It would do him a world of good. He's a brilliant technician, and. He played 131 minutes. He played the last 31 minutes with cramp in his groin, his hamstring on both legs. He played brilliantly against Red Bulls. And the thing is, you think, well, shall I rest him? But the boy wants to play. The boy's hunger. I think that's the one thing I've said for such a small guy in stature. He's got a massive heart, and he will be our key player again tomorrow. Nick's out of the game. Yeah, I think we're going to take the all of the international period to get Nick right. I think the form of Drake has meant that we can take a little bit of a longer approach. Drake's grown every single game, and we're super proud of the way that he's playing, and he's earned the right to be number 1 at this moment in time. Real Madrid. Obviously we want English teams to do well, and but it's from my background of playing for Everton and Manchester United, it's difficult to support Liverpool, and I'm sure Liverpool fans will relate to that, Real Madrid for me. Well, I think I'm glad we're travelling to Atlanta that day, because the last time I played against Ronaldinho, he stuck the ball between my legs about 4 times and knocked maybe about 4 times in a charity game in England, a Soccer Aid game, which was a great experience. it's going to be a brilliant occasion. Obviously, Falcao's playing. We have a lot of Colombian supporters in this region, so I'm sure there's a brilliant attendance. There's some exciting times for this football club with Barcelona coming as well. So it's exciting times. Our focus is on the MLS, and my focus is no longer on playing, which is a good thing. It doesn't feel like that. We were devastated after the game because we wanted to win the US Open Cup. We loved them cup games. The cup games were a different level of pressure and expectation, and losing to Orlando, that hurt even more. And straight after the game, I think we play them I think it's July the 11th or something like that. Maybe I'm wrong. Something like that. After we play in Dallas, July 10th, I think it is. The boys want to forward wind and get our revenge. I think the rivalry now is beginning to take shape.
They were cursing, I think, in the stands, weren't they?
Yeah. It felt like a proper derby game. In England, when you go to derby games, you're not allowed to walk down the street in your own colours because of the rivalry, and that's what we want. We want a massive rivalry between two really good clubs. You see the intensity on the pitch. You see the way that they celebrated. You see the intensity on the touchline. It's becoming a real grudge match, which I think is good for this region. It's competition for places. The best player, if you're in good form, you will play. I do like to rotate my outfield players. I think we've got a lot of young players. We've got a lot of new players that need consistently rotating, particularly in wide areas. I think the goalkeeping position is one where you don't rotate. Consistency of your performance, consistency in terms of your relationship with the back four is massively important. I think what you're seeing at this moment in time, the back four have got incredible faith in the goalkeeper to pull off big saves, to have the composure, and to catch that ball, which is really important. I don't see a better goalkeeper in the league at this moment in time in terms of form. I don't see a better keeper in the league than Drake Callender. Well, we've just played 7 games in 15 days, I think it is. Maybe it's something like that. And then they've got to go away and play 4 more games in 2 weeks. Physically, that's impossible. We're going to get injuries. I'm talking about the world. Not talking about Inter Miami. I'm talking about every club in the MLS will be in the same boat as us. So I'm saying that we need to start protecting our players. International football, as good as it is, I think there needs to be a lot more respect for international footballers in terms of the amount of games they play, about the international windows. After the game on Sunday, a lot of my players I'm going to give 4 or 5 days off. The international players have got 4 games. So when they come back from there, somehow I'm going to have to get them 4 or 5 days off for them to be able to fit to play for Inter Miami, for them to stay fully fit. And that's a duty that we've got as people and as coaches, to look after our players. The care of our players is massively important, and just to keep throwing them out there after competition after competition. And I think international football needs a real big. I think there needs to be a look at the international calendar. The tournaments are incredible. Gold Cup, CONCACAF, World Cup, whatever tournament, they are the pinnacle. But to play 3-4 international games in an international calendar, in an international break, is far too much, and it's almost abuse of footballers. Yeah, I mean, it's been really difficult for him because he obviously came into the season hoping. You speak to the immigration, you speak to the lawyers, they say, oh, we'll have it for February, March, and you really know deep down in these situations it's not. So he had a massive spike, and then the last 3 or 4 weeks, I think he's dipped mentally because he can't see the light at the end of the tunnel, and he wants to be challenging for an MLS place. And then obviously 2 or 3 days ago we got the email through that we've got an appointment, so then all of a sudden it's full steam ahead. There's a spring in his step, and then yeah, it's in July, but that's really good. We've been really lucky. So now he's got something to aim for, to get his MLS contract, to then become a part of the team, so he can do the things that the MLS players do, the team photos, the arriving at the game, and stuff that are really important, and competing for a place. He trains with us every single day. He deserves to be an MLS player. He just can't do the thing that most footballers want, and that's go out onto the drive pink and play for the senior team. So that's when the challenge begins.